Justice issue that I'm most interested in and most active in is education reform. When I first noticed the gaps within the educational system, I started in Georgia, especially when I transferred districts. The district that I was in, I excelled in. And when I switched, um, I was behind. And just based off the districts, based off being in a minority-led district versus one that was less, the requirements were a little bit different.
I know you're too attached. All of your friends, I know they hate me bad. Call me again, so I know you're still mad. I get my ego stuck on drama. I don't mean to be the villain, but I'd rather you be than just indifferent with your feelings. I know my issues are a problem. I miss you every morning. These memories alive in every picture of you. The feeling overcomes me fast. Afraid of how long this won't last. Looking at a photograph. Looking at a photograph, thinking about the times we had. Memories shatter like their glass. Looking at a photograph, looking at a photograph. Yeah, she told me that she want me back. She told me that she miss our past. Hail Mary, throw me out like mad. Hail Mary, I'll be praying off like a past. Little boys growing up with no daddies like. Little boy running out the track, I'll be faster. Photographs posted on my wall, baby. All my feelings out up on the floor, now they staggered. The feeling overcomes me fast. Afraid of how long this won't last. Looking at a photograph. Looking at a photograph. Thinking about the times we had. Memories shatter like their glass. Looking at a photograph. Looking at a photograph. Feeling overcomes me fast. Afraid of how long this won't last. Looking at a photograph. Looking at a photograph. Thinking about the times we had. Memories shatter like their glass. Looking at a photograph. Looking at a photograph. Feeling overcomes me fast. Afraid of how long this won't last. Looking at a photograph. Looking at a photograph. Thinking about the times we had. Memories shatter like their glass. Looking at a photograph.
Hey, you ready? You ready? What you call it?
I'm here, nigga. He gotta take a phone request. I'll send it to him. You know me, man. I'm out here.
Made my own buzz, still I don't lack. Racks on racks, racks on racks on racks. How can I lax? Sick and I move.
Memphis joint ain't even up here, man.
I need racks on racks on.
An invite.
You gonna send an invite?
Yeah.
Oh, we.
I made a sound that was mine for the get. How long I'm in as long as I get. I'm from the side with the time never rest. Move through the side like it's mine unprotected. Do it for the side, I'ma rise and direct it. Yeah. On me trying to get my dough. Wrist don't freeze, but the time not slow. They love to talk on the way I glow. Yeah. Hustle on, that's all I know. Made it on mine, and that's all I know. Way too next to the top I go. I do what I want to. Yeah. I go out and I do what I want to.
Man,
I
they think they got a cheat team.
I don't see him up here.
I sent you what you call it?
Oh, you sent me an invite? Oh, you sent the phone request. Oh, he sent it. Oh, my bad. I'll take it.
Racks on racks on racks. How can I lax? Sick and I move. Made my own buzz, still I don't lack. I need racks on racks on racks. This is no rap.
I'm in this joint.
I'm on that fast. Yeah, I gotta catch it. See me in action. On go. That's all that I know. How far will I go? I do not hesitate. I go get it. Location no problem.
I cannot help that I'm picky. I made on my way from the bottom.
I think we got that one.
Into the lane. Noah grabs the board. Pass to O'Neal. And he banks in the layup.
Boy, a dominant big man is O'Neal. Superb control inside. And this dude will feast on the interior.
To the paint. Here's Johnson. Here's the three. The rebound by Klay Thompson. Here's O'Neal. And we're about a minute into the first. That one's good for two.
An absolute bully in the lane. Nothing the smaller defender could do there.
Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Oh, his shooting remains on point. 3 for 4 thus far. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Beyond the arc. Buries it from 3.
Nothing like watching Webber go right up with it. Like how he doesn't waste any time. No wasted motion, no wasted effort.
Here's Noah. Pass to O'Neal. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And the first one at the line is good.
And O'Neal, clearly one of the biggest human beings you'll ever see. A mammoth of a man. About 1/7 of a ton. And yet, unstoppable.
I got my stream up.
And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Here's Booker. Durant pulls it in. Out to the right wing. Here's O'Neal. Shoots over ball. And so he draws the foul. Headed to the line to shoot a pair. He's off on the first. He hits the second from the line. Pass to ball. The three is up. Outside for Booker. Now here's Iguodala. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Booker. Here's ball. Driving in. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Here's Curry. From deep. Doesn't go. And he's 0 for 1 from the floor. George outside. Takes the three.
Baby.
Knocks down the long J.
Nice release on the shot. George has put a lot of work into his mechanic. And I like the way he continues to impress from beyond the arc.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Little boy.
And he gets the bucket.
Making a statement here early. Going right to the rack. I love it.
Yeah, that's how he rolls. I mean, intimidate the opponent right now.
Down low. And that one is hammered home.
And Curry is so impressive. His peripheral vision is what makes him unique, in addition to his ball handling skills. He does a nice job setting up his teammates and knows how to get them the ball when they're open.
Wasting no time matching the slam with one of their own.
Showing some serious fight right there.
Well, I think that tells you a little something about them as a team, guys. I mean, they don't just want to beat you. They want to beat you down and beat you at your own game.
Beat you down.
something fans don't always get to see. Some of the closely guarded secrets that happen in that huddle.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major, or it could be just a slight tweak.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
Tipped. They recover it. Bryant outside. Just 3 to shoot. Pass to Beal. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Yeah,
there's 53 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Now here's George. Can't connect from short range. And here's Bryant. That one falls. Coming off Beal's feed.
I like how Bryant takes contact on the way up. This guy is very good at feeling out the defense and absorbing that contact and still capitalizing.
And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, B.A., that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Outside, Williams. With 4 on the clock. Can't get the layup. It's good if it goes. And he can't get that one. And that does it for the first quarter. The Pistons up 7. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And from what we've seen here from the home team, what's your take so far?
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Pass the ball. 6 on the shot clock. Driving to the basket. And that goes out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. 2 on the clock. Shoots.
Tell you what, Tim Duncan, such anchored defensively. I mean, when he's not blocking shots, he's altering them with his length.
That shot is good by O'Neal. He's got 13.
These defenders really need to man up, particularly in the lane.
To the wing, right side. Pure from 3-point range.
When it comes to distributing the ball, nobody does it better than Magic. When one of his guys has a clean look, the ball is there quickly and on target.
Inside. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
He's officially taken over this first half, making all the right reads. Protecting the rim has to be their top objective right now.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Fires for 3. Antetokounmpo grabs the board.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Well, you know, what do you get when you take the league's most athletically gifted player and combine that with an insatiable appetite to improve? You want the answer? It's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
And he's going for the lob. Antetokounmpo can't connect. And you talk about Giannis's approach to the game, Clark. Man, he is all business.
No doubt about it, B.A. I mean, that Mamba mentality, not trying to be friends with anybody. He's looking to eliminate distractions, stay focused, and this...
Oh! What a hammer!
Oh, man! And when the Greek Freak takes flight, I mean, he's looking to tear that rim apart. So ferocious in his throwdowns.
Here's Johnson.
That's his second foul of the first half. Not a big deal yet, but something to keep an eye
on. Here's Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Yeah, I don't want to dismiss the defensive chops of Antetokounmpo. I mean, he is so good at handling himself on the defensive end, whether he's guarding his own guy or in position to help his teammates.
And they turn it over. Stepped on the line that time. The visitors with the ball. They trail by 7. George left side. Outside Booker. And Bradley Beal is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. Both teams deciding to change it up. 1:44 left in the second. Five to shoot.
Huh?
Thompson pulls it in.
I'll tell you what, they've been aggressive and they've been physical.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead.
Oh, he left Jay Boogie. Jay what? Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie.
And that hit me hard. When I was in school, I took both regular classes and advanced classes, and you could see the difference in curriculums. When I was in advanced classes, you more so got to go on field trips and even at a separate library. So definitely more resources, I feel like, and opportunity were allocated to kids that were on the advanced track. The book that kind of opened my eyes that I read when I was at Cal Berkeley was written by Jeannie Oakes, How Schools Structure Inequality, and really is by design. It creates social hierarchy in a sense. Most of the time, that separation is determined by location, race, and how much money they often make. I remember tears hitting the page because this whole time this had been going on and I was unaware of it. Educational inequality is the most obvious and potent form of bias and racism in our country. Until our education system sees us all as winners and worth putting effort into, I will continue to use my platform and voice to help change it. Using this platform is a privilege, and I thank the OGs before me who led the way and standing up for social change. OGs like Bill Russell.
And in next week's episode, Jalen will be bringing us the story behind how Bill Russell has used his platform to stand up to injustice. Be sure to check back for that.
We asked you guys what you wanted to see more of on 2K TV, and the majority of you said My Career content. So we're tipping off a series on My Player builds.
Yes, over the next couple weeks, we are going to bring you some insider knowledge to take your builds to the next level. And what better way than to bring on Mike Wang, gameplay director for NBA 2K. Mike, it's great to see you, man. How you doing?
Hey, it's great to see you guys again. Thanks for having me back.
It's been so long, it's been so many months. We're so glad to have you back here because we want some tips. We're gonna split this up, offense and defense. Chris's My Player will focus, surprise, surprise, on defense, and mine will focus on offense. I'm trying to decide what to make, and I'm thinking either a shooting guard or a small forward.
That's a great pick. Probably the first decision every gamer in 2K should make is like, what kind of player do you want to be? I don't advise everyone just going straight to YouTube and looking at the best build videos and just copying what YouTubers are doing, because everyone plays different and you might have a different strength than these guys do. So yeah, what do you want to be, and then go from there.
So I want to be an offensive juggernaut, but how do I build a My Player that is offensively great, but is not lacking that much on defense?
Yeah, I think you probably want to go with a two-way, possibly, or you could go scoring machine. But I think the biggest thing you're going to want to do is figure out at least like what your team's going to look like. Maybe if you're playing Pro-Am, can you rely on your back line for defense? If so, then you don't have to worry about that as much. You don't have to put anything towards interior defense. You can kind of stack all of your points toward things like perimeter defense.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of two-way players out there because they want to have a balance of offense and defense. If you go too heavy in offense, you're going to get burned on defense. If you go too heavy on defense, you might have a little problem scoring. So two-ways are definitely a popular build that I see a lot out there on the Pro-Am streets.
Yeah, so for current gen, just try to get a more balanced pie chart. For next gen, it's to be more about just reserving some of your attributes for the defensive end. And bear in mind too, like if you can get to the 95, 96, 97, 98 end game, then you're going to get some attribute bonuses there as well. So you can account for that too when you're making your build. So you don't have to, get everything up front if you're willing to wait and you're willing to maintain your rating.
Which takeovers are best for this build?
Well, if you're on Gen 4, I definitely recommend a slasher takeover. And then if you're on Gen 5, you're probably going to want to go with finishing moves, which is a great takeover for dunking on people, catching bodies at the rim.
Yeah, I definitely like to dunk, so I think I'm going to go with that one. I can't dunk in real life, though. But I have a great vertical. It's just like, I wish that I could pick what I was in real life by like what I was in 2K.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I need. Probably about another 50, 60 inches of my vertical. I need some stamina.
And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. Welcome aboard, everybody. This is Wednesday Night Basketball of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
They're missing a quality player. Injuries a big part of the game. They just got to make the adjustments.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Down on the block, you have Sabonis and Turner. LeVert out there with Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Holiday in at the 3. And for the Pistons, they've got Grant. Lee out there with Josh Jackson. Then there's Plumlee, and it's Bey in at the 3 spot. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
Now Jackson following the three-point attempt by Miles Turner. There's the drive. Hey, no good.
You better get your ass whooped. Be quiet.
LeVert the pass to Sabonis. Brogdon looking it over. Back to Sabonis. 6 to shoot. Tries it from the top of the key. That shot no good. And Detroit the other way now. Lee dishes to Plumlee. Grant outside. Here's Bay. Guarded by...
Stamina's dropped since I got older.
Now, badges are so important to every single build, but I've noticed that sometimes they might contradict builds, which is kind of funny when we go off against people in the rec. I'll see, shooters having driving badges, which is interesting to me. What do you think is really important to builds? Is it enhancing what you do, or is it trying to build like an all-around kind of player?
So this is a character who's going to be an offensive juggernaut. She sounds like she likes to dunk, so I would probably go posterizer with that one. And for next gen, there is a rating requirement you're going to have to get to for a Hall of Fame posterizer. Personally, I would say if she wants to be a scorer, put all her
from yesterday. At 9 I got a day, told her that she could pick the plate.
Let's leave it all on the floor, baby. No, nothing. Oh yeah, it's starting to be real quiet in here.
Tip-off goes to Milwaukee. And with Milwaukee being bounced in the second round last season, Bill, is it safe to say they missed the presence of Malcolm Brogdon?
Unquestionably, because he could create his own shot, he could create for other guys. He gave them insurance if Bledsoe disappeared in a playoff series, which he did. And I think the frustrating thing, if I'm a Bucks fan and I'm Giannis, is, they could have kept him. They had the rights. He was a restricted free agent, and they didn't want to spend the money. They didn't want to go in the luxury tax for him. And they were a little bit worried about his medicals, and, he's had a couple injuries last few years. But my thing is, like, when you have Giannis and you have a specific window, not just a window of whether he's going to stay or not, but just a window in general. I think we take these for granted with NBA teams. You just never know. You never know what your window is going to be. You could be Derrick Rose and the Bulls in 2012. You could be OKC right before they traded Harden. You just don't know. And that's why I'm just in favor of going all in. I thought they should have kept him, and you could say it potentially swung the playoffs last year.
No doubt. Now here's LeVert. His last outing, he had 18 points. Knocks it loose. And the Bucks pushing it up now. And a deep three from Junior. And another three for Milwaukee. First minute and a half of basketball played here in this one. All right, Bill, of the guys you thought would become a superstar.
Okay.
Defend the rim. There's only a handful of guys like that in the league. If half a handful. And I don't feel like there's any excuse for him not to be on perennial playoff teams because of the stuff he brings to the table. So if it's not happening, that's his fault. That's it.
LeVert, that's good.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
McCollum outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Brogdon with the ball. In the game against Philadelphia, very impressive. In transition, here come the Bucks. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
Oh, man, you can't lose sight of Giannis. He's showing how insane of an athlete he is with that alley-oop.
And the 2K Esports League continues to grow, Bill. Some of the players making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
And you have a generation of kids who idolize these players. You know, and I look at like my son's generation. My son has a friend named Blake who really wants to become a professional 2K player. Like he sees these guys, and these guys are inspirations to them, and it makes them work harder on the game. And I love that there's an upside for playing video games because, trust me, in the 1980s and 90s when I was growing up and I was in college, there was no upside other than trash talking your friends. And now there's actual real financial upside.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Lopez, he's checked in for Turner, and it's Burks in for LeVert. And we're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Brogdon from outside. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the board.
Just a bit of a rut here early, just 1 of 4 so far.
Ooh, he dialed that one up from long distance. McCollum's got 12. And around the league, every team is looking for a big man with a high motor. Bill, who are some of the standouts in that group in your mind?
Well, the big revelation last year was Bam Adebayo. I voted for him for third team All-NBA. I thought he was the heart and soul of that Miami team. It was him and Butler. I think Butler got most of the credit because he was the big free agent signing. And I think in the playoffs, people realized how good Bam was, not just as a rim protector, but he is a devastating screen roller. And what he does specifically, his stop-start speed is just ridiculous. The Celtics, it almost took them in that playoff series adjust to how fast he would go from setting the screen to just being at the rim. It was almost like he was being fast-forwarded. And once they adjusted to that, they were able to handle it better. But I've just never seen anybody go from the foul line to the rim faster than him.
Batadze's checked in for Indiana. Forbes comes in for Warren. For 3, McCollum. And the Bucks hit again from deep.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Pass to Lopez. McCollum with it. Now guarded by Brogdon. From deep three-point range. From beyond the arc and then some. McCollum's got 21 points in the game.
Incredible. He will hit that from another time zone.
Outside Burks. 26 seconds left to play in the first quarter. He gets it in there.
Good size and the ability to carve out space. Lopez battling on the rebound.
Pass to Lamb. Brogdon against DiVincenzo. Outside Burks. Shoots it from the high post. Again, Indiana.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
That's one that the coaches will watch.
And it goes!
Baby.
They got to use some level ball right there.
Seems like they would.
we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. Pass to Lopez. Brogdon with the ball. Lopez, the screen on Holiday. Launches it. The shot by LeVert, no good. Milwaukee in the lead. So on the floor for Milwaukee, they've got Giannis Antetokounmpo. Drew Holiday out there with Junior. Then there's Jeremy Lamb, and it's Batum in at the 4-man position.
Exactly what every offense needs. Shooters who can force the defense to extend.
Oh, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
Lopez, the screen. Clock at 6. The shot by LeVert, no good.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Nails it from beyond the arc. McCollum's got 6 points in the quarter.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
And Bill, thanks for coming by. Thanks for enriching the show as always.
Oh, I'm glad you felt like I enriched things on this game. You can enrich my VC account. Give me some VC if you're feeling generous.
And sometimes controversial, but always honest. Great to have Bill on the program.
Bill always brings a little bit of life and pop culture to what he's talking about with this.
All right. If you drive and it ain't there, then reset.
Want to see Allie. Thanks. Batadze's checked in for Indiana. And Milwaukee with a change here too. Henson, he's checked in for Holiday. Outside Brogdon. To the inside. McCollum outside from deep. LeVert with a rebound.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
And it's Brogdon missing.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Brogdon against McCollum. Fires the 3. The Pacers pull it in. Coming off that win against the Sixers.
And most of the arena was totally against them. But they looked inward, trusted each other, and made good plays.
Yeah, and in that game, it turned into a massive scoring night. It wasn't so much about the game plan as it was establishing early.
Way to go. We good. Good job.
Yo. My man is nice. Your man quit, man. I was only up like 8. He quit. He couldn't stop shot.
BA, I'm not sure there's much you can do defensively.
So I know he's gonna
it's
try
interesting.
to
25, 30 years ago, you didn't see too many people taking step-back threes or even step-back twos. It's a bad shot. It wasn't a high percentage shot. The players today have really mastered that shot and that ability to create space and distance to get off their three-pointers. Maybe if the league changes the rules and allows a little bit more physicality, which gives some of the advantage back to the defender, then and only then will defenses be able to stop the step-back 3.
Sabonis and Turner are the 4 and the 5. Karis LeVert is out there with Malcolm Brogdon. And it's Warren in at the 3. That's the 5.
Curry's.
5 for the Pacers. McCollum against Warren. McCollum outside.
Oh, Jay.
Shot clock at 6. Out of bounds. It'll be Pacers ball.
About Giannis and his improvement on the floor with his skills. It's really the type of work he puts in behind the scenes in the weight room. I mean, think about this. Adding over 50 pounds of muscle since he's entered the league. That's a new kind of player we're seeing.
Burks, he's checked in for Warren. Outside Burks. Back to LeVert. Pass to Brogdon. Over Holiday. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right iron. Brogdon's got 7 points. And the way Giannis likes to play, getting downhill, none of that added strength goes to waste, Brent.
Well, he loves to get in there and flex a little bit. And with that length, it's kind of hard to understand defensively maybe where some of those arms and legs are coming at you with. You end up fouling Giannis, and he ends up doing some serious damage.
And how aggressive has he been on the offensive end? Over half the team's points have been his.
There's the triple. Jang pulls it in. The Bucks have got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. And a deep 3 from Junior. And the Bucks hit again from deep.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
Brogdon double teamed. Stolen. McCollum with it. Turner covering. From deep. And another 3.
I'm doing that tonight. I'm doing that right now. I ain't getting on. So I get them 4 bars. 1,500 a game. Like it's like a bar, like a half a bar or a bar, depending on how much you do. Once I get to 95, then I can get all my other shit. Look, cause look, I'm about to show you right now. I can't get my bullet parachute until I get to 98, and I can't get my other jump for Slithery until I get to 97. And I can't get my clips until I get to 96. So once I get that shit, I'm gonna switch these bags around. I'm gonna take Space Creator off. I'm gonna put this joint on gold. Put this on fucking gold. And I'll be ready to go, nigga. My nigga gonna be able to throw that bitch across the fucking whatchamacallit. Life is starting to look like a completed bucket list. Mr. What? You know you want some trouble if you're gonna I exist. I've been winning and I know that's what you hate to see. Yeah, you gotta add it with ankle breaker though. You know when you do the curly slide? That's why I got on Forbes' article like, hey, you like that, hey, but you can't watch your mouth inside my shoes. I'm schooling all these rappers, but I never went to school. You say you rolling deep, those numbers by the dues. I came from Indonesia. My other niggas to 90, I got my other nigga back up, my LeBron nigga, I got him back up to 98. That nigga's OC. Nah, I'll probably finish this game, get off, and get up early in the morning and do this shit, man. I gotta hurry up and get that bullet. Once I get that bullet past it, I'll be seeing y'all down the court. I just can't pass the ball down there yet.
Here we go.
Unless I got a wide open zone.
But when I get that bullet press,
Dallas will get the first possession. Fans can be impatient, Greg, especially for the fans of teams that are slow to start a season.
And Kevin, the media as well.
Right.
I played in New York, and you know, in that town, you go big.
You said what? But I'm telling you, you gotta go. Listen, bro. You gotta play with the best team. Like that looked like a good joint for you right now. Omar not gonna be. If he might be in a good position, but then it might take you out of your best position. You might be in an okay position. You know what I'm saying? You gotta play for the best that you can play for you. I can't be babysitting niggas no more, man. I can't. I know what I can do with either one of my players, and this nigga, he gonna be even better.
Or you get talked about, no doubt about it. But
once I get to
the way things have evolved now, and every team is a national team because every game's televised. It's starting to happen more in some of those smaller markets as well. It's just a harsh reality.
Because his 3-ball gonna just think, look, he got a 95 3-ball right now. My shit gonna go up to 99, nigga. With all them badges and shit, I ain't gonna be missing shit. Anything open is gonna be good. And like I can switch my badges around. Like it just depends who I'm playing with. If I'm playing with niggas, and I know I don't gotta create a bucket, I'm gonna put quarter specials on. But if I know I gotta create my own bucket, I'm with difficult shots on. So when I beat my man, I can pull up. You know what I mean? But
and they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want.
With Ghost, that's one person you ain't got to worry about me running with. That's out. He is out. And I told him, I was like, yo, man, I'm like, look, honestly, bro, I stopped playing with Jason and them because of you, basically. You was crying about your big man and you made a guard. And then you was still, like, when you came over there to try to play with us, you was still, like, 7th man off the bench, bro. Like, you know, Jason and them, they going to sugarcoat it. They going to put you in the starting lineup. But you come over there with us, you 7th man. You not even a starter, my nigga. You not. I was like, you lucky we even got you over there after you was talking bad about my man Prime, because that nigga was, because I said, yo, Prime is a better center. You got your feelings, dog.
To leave open.
Now here's Brunson. Here's Burke. Gets a very good look and converts.
Yeah, that Trey Burke was nice. I might have to switch my jump shot.
Here's Antetokounmpo.
Wet right there.
Takes a step back. McCollum fires from way outside. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
He is in a zone right now. Every 3 he puts up seems to be going down.
Pass to Burke. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. And here's Porzingis for a 3. Kept alive. Out to Doncic. Misses the 3.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
A 3 from McCollum. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
Doncic outside. Passes it to Brunson. Into the lane. And it's good. 2 points. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. For Milwaukee, they've gone 4 of 4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Takes a 3. Rocket 6. It's rebounded by Dallas. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Yeah, and that's really inexcusable. I mean, there's just no way that you can justify that. When you don't put the work in on defense, you're going to end up on the losing end.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now Porzingis after the missed three from McCollum. Dallas moving it around. The wide open look here for Porzingis. No good with the triple.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Traps in the tray.
You know, when you see Antetokounmpo make a pass like that, it tells you just how much he's matured and grown as a player and decision-maker.
The three from Porzingis. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Mavericks trail by 6. 1:27 left here in the opening quarter. Off target from three-point range.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, give him a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it, and it turns out...
And then for Dallas, Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Zach Collins comes in for Porzingis, and it's Green in for Jalen Brunson. .104 left in the first quarter. That one good for 2. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
And here is Doncic after the three-pointer from McCollum. Burke with the drive, and the layup is good. Burke's got 6.
Boy, like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target.
A 3, and another 3 for Milwaukee.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Now, here's Doncic. He's coming off a 31.
Too strong, too strong. Whatever you do.
Porzingis, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Mike Powell comes in for Collins. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Trey Burke. And Green gets it to go.
Boy, KP wanting to dish it when his guys are open. I love that team-first attitude on display.
The talented front court pair is Giannis and Middleton. Cohen is out there with Holiday, and it's Henson in at the center position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. And McCollum launches it from deep. The long-distance 3 is good. McCollum's got 27.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5? From long range.
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. This one for 3, and again for 3. buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Here's Green, and it's wide right. It's off the rim.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
McCollum outside. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident, too. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all his work from behind the arc.
Doncic dishes to Powell. Good D by McCollum.
Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself. You know, growing up in Greece, Giannis Antetokounmpo was so poor, he and his older brother, Thanasis, had to share a pair of tennis shoes. I mean, how about how far he's come since then? Now he's the first. Oh! And when the Greek freak takes flight, I mean, he's looking to tear that rim apart. So ferocious in his throwdown.
Get a scoring take, and not try to just be a little bit of everything. Because at the end of the day, you'll probably be just kind of average at everything if you do go with that approach.
So, Mike, we wanted to do something kind of cool, and we had fans send in their archetypes to us for you to judge. So, Mr. 2K himself sent in this archetype. It's a facilitating finisher.
I love this build, Chris, just because it's unique. There aren't enough Chris Balls out there, guys who will just make the team better. It's going to obviously have some weaknesses in scoring, especially from the perimeter, but it looks like it's going to be deadly, slashing to the basket, and it's going to get a lot of assists. One thing that I would say with this build, and it's not really a weakness, but one thing I would say is maybe I would put a little more into ball handling so that you could get to that pro level animations of the ball handling stuff. So that's one area where I think you're going to cap out on this build at like an 84. So you might be just shy of that threshold, and you'll be a little bit slower. Your first steps and your launches will be a little bit slower, and you won't be able to have just quick combinations with the ball. So maybe change that, but otherwise this is a pretty cool looking build.
Before we go, do we have any more tips out there for the offensive builds that you would give?
Green Machine is a great badge. So if you can time your shots, get that one. Hot Zone Hunter is another important one. And just remember again that if you do Gatorade workouts, you can get your physicals up, and if you get to that 96, 97, 98, you can get some points as well. So there's ways to go beyond what you create off rip. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can go. So just be unique and do what you want to do.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mike. We love having you on, and we will see you back next week for the defensive side. I know Chris is looking forward to that, and he's really excited.
Great. Thanks for having me.
This is the 2KMC, and we're one vote away from picking your top play of spring. This week, you'll decide the winner of 500,000 VC of the last 8 weeks. Here are your spring finalists. For your first finalist, we have Alex Power 5, soaring over the GOAT in My Team with Baron Davis, reminding us that anything can happen in My Team. And your second finalist is King LaShawn 13, who was spinning through 4 blockers for a flashy dunk. How the squeak did they get through 4 defenders? 500,000 VC is on the line. Spring it on us. Who are you picking? And if you want to see your plays on the show, submit them to social media using the hashtag 2KTVWow. We'll announce your spring winner on social media. This is the 2KMC, and I'll see you next week. Ice cream truck's coming. Wait up, my quarters.
Do you have a My Player build that you're proud of? Share that build with us on social media using the hashtag 2KTVBuild, and you might be featured on a future episode.
And next week, we're talking defense. Mike Wang returns to talk more My Player builds, and this time it's all about getting stops, so you won't want to miss it.
Until then, enjoy the game.
I got the Midas touch of what gold and platinum plaques on a road like a trav.
Hey, the 2KMC here with all the details about the upcoming events in the city. On Fridays, head to Club 2K sponsored by Beats, where you can party and play while listening to the latest tracks. This weekend, check out Mobile One Grand Prix. Start your engines and finish the race for a chance to earn exclusive My Player items, VC, and more. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, play games with VC on the line at Ante Up. On Wednesdays, earn double rep by wearing a featured Wacky Wednesday item. Next weekend, make your way to the Rec, because you can earn double rep all weekend long. To recap, here's our big board of upcoming events in the city. 2KMC out.
Welcome to NBA 2K TV. Let's jump right in.
First up, Allie LaForce is your conduit to all the players at all the big NBA games. And she's bringing her courtside experience to all of your games in NBA 2K21.
We put her on the other side of the mic after a recent recording session, and we asked her what it was like to bring her correspondent role into NBA 2K. Take a look.
Nuggets coach Mike Malone about star Nikola Jokic. He said, quote, he makes everyone around him better.
Allie LaForce, welcome to 2K TV. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good considering these crazy circumstances we're living in. It's great to see you. It's great to be here and be a part of the 2K team.
How was your session today?
It was so much fun. You feel ridiculous saying that it's tiring and that it's work because you sit in one chair and you don't really move, but just mixing up the inflection in your voice and trying to make things sound interesting and bringing an energy level over the course of multiple hours of recording. It's its own unique challenge. Giannis, first off, congratulations on the win, but there was some sloppy play early. How'd you get it back on track? But it was a blast. I mean, everybody at 2K does a good job of bringing the energy for you too, so that helps.
You're in the game as a sideline reporter. How was that recording, and now that you're going to be in the game a lot more than even in just the My Career story?
I'm super excited because 2K is awesome because everybody loves it. Kids love it, adults love it, women love it, men love it. NBA players actually like playing it. So it's just such a likable game. And it's so real now, which makes it even more fun. The NBA 2K team, they're enthusiastic, they're fun-loving, they're extremely energetic, they are super progressive. And so to join a team like that is just exciting in itself, let alone you know, the other part of actually being on the game, but just joining an awesome family. I don't know if you know this, but Gordon Hayward is a gaming OG. He said, quote, as an NBA player, video games have been instrumental.
You played a lot of sports growing up. What did sports teach you?
Everything. It's crazy. I don't even realize some of the lessons until things happen in your life. You face adversity or, you know, you're put in situations that you never expected to be in, and you realize, like, wow, this was a skill set that I developed from playing sports. I think growing up, it made us focus on the right things, on teamwork, on being active, on sharing, on learning, on what it meant to have a work ethic and get better and constantly have to grow. And that was fun. It was also fun to be around other people and learn, you know, how you fit your piece into a giant piece of what is a team.
When you're coming off the court, you only have a couple of minutes with the players. How do you prepare for those interviews, and how do you get such great answers on the fly with the little...
An air of confidence to the Suns as they arrived earlier today. Playing in front of your home fans always puts a bounce in your step. Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. Joined by Chris Webber and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. And let's take a look at Boston's starting lineup. Walker is at the 1 with Smart at the 2, Brown and Tatum in at forward, and it's Williams in at the center position. And for Phoenix, Devin Booker out there with Chris Paul. Then it's Mikal Bridges, then it's DeAndre Ayton, and it's Crowder in at the 4. Boy, Grant, you look at these rosters, a lot of talent in the backcourt.
Ooh, talent indeed. And having a talented backcourt is a recipe for success in the NBA. As the game has evolved through the years, it is paramount to have players who can pass, who can dribble, who can make decisions with the basketball. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of talented players out there who can make some pretty good decisions here in this game.
And score the ball. We got a chance to have a high-scoring affair in this one.
If you're playing like Chris Paul, you got to have your hands ready. If you're open, he'll find you, or you're going to get hit in the head.
Outside Walker. Pass to Tatum. Williams with the screen. 6 to shoot. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. Smart with the bucket.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Let's talk about it. The great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
Here's Booker, and that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Walker for 3. The Suns clear it.
Of course, after spending his first 8 years in Charlotte, Kemba Walker signed with the Boston Celtics last season. Turned out to be the perfect fit for Stevens' offense as well as the Celtics culture.
Now here's Booker. 5 points in the game. He buries it from 3.
And the three-point shots become one of Paul's favorites. Persistent and knocking it down.
Pass to Williams. Out left to the wing. Tatum from long range hits a three-pointer. Well, losing Kyrie has plenty of fans worried, but the minute Kemba signed, the air of optimism returned.
Oh, yeah, so fortunate for this organization. Incredible job by the front office. When you lose a superstar in free agency where you get nothing in return, has crushed some franchises. But Boston didn't panic, pivoted to Walker, and it's turned out to be a match made in heaven.
Bridges misses.
I mean, I think that was their first miss of the game. They've been just rolling.
Brown against Booker. A nice shot by Brown.
With great physical and athletic tools, Brown's adept at pushing past contact.
On the wing, Crowder. Back to Paul. Bridges outside. Crowder outside. 4-3. Walker pulls down the board. Boston's gone 2 of 3 from three-point land so far. Tatum, and that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
A really smart opening quarter for them at the offensive end. Moving, finding good shots. They're 4 for 5 from the field.
Now here's Booker. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Celtics out in front, up by 2. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And for the Celtics here, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say, we want to start fast? Now, let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
The Celtics with the lead. On the floor for Boston, they've got Tristan Thompson. Mo Wagner is out there with Evan Fournier. And it's Ojeleye in at the small forward position. Here's Ojeleye. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Great job drawing the foul and almost converted the shot as well.
And he makes a first. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And Grant, restrictions on physical play can make it harder to defend guys nowadays. All right, tell our viewers some of the reasons why that's the case.
Well, B.A., first of all, I think you have to go back to the 90s when the game was incredibly physical and the scoring was definitely down. The NBA made some rule changes in the early 2000s. They took the physicality away from the game, which gave the advantage to the offensive player. Now, you couple that with, as the game has grown, the skill level of the modern basketball player is through the roof. So now it is incredibly difficult on defense to try to guard some of the best players in the world if you can't use your body and be physical.
Here's Saric. Clock at 6. Unloads from 13. Nice jump shot.
That was not an easy move. I mean, especially against that length.
Yeah, showing that short area skill allows him to create some space.
Now here's Fournier. Well, he hasn't scored yet, but I'm sure that'll change. And the basket is good.
Great to see players still working the in-between areas. There wasn't much resistance defensively.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Here's Galloway. Pass to Kaminsky. And it's all from three-point range. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Here's Ojeleye. Now here's Thompson. Takes a 13-footer. Ojeleye, no good. The Suns trailing. To the middle. Here's Saric. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
I mean, dunking is simple for Saric. He just needs good position.
Here's Pritchard. Pass to Fournier. The steal. Here's Johnson. Over to the left wing. Down low. Here's Saric over Fournier. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Celtics out in front, up 2. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they were up by 2. They're in good position at the half after a second quarter that was dead even in scoring. And taking a look at the Celtics, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Their offense is functioning at a very high level tonight.
Shot selection has been excellent, and they're not wasting any possessions. It's the efficiency. That's right, the efficiency that every team is looking for in every single game, Ernie.
And Shaq, what'd you think about Phoenix?
Anytime you're giving up a field goal percentage in the 60s, it's not pretty. Looks like Kenny. Their D has been all over the place, not in a good way. Somebody needs to come out second half and be a leader. Get them pumped up.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams trying to gain an edge. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum. Man, is he getting it done today?
Yeah, even with the extra attention he's getting from the defenders, he's finding ways to excel.
He's so good at reading opportunities and seizing up on whatever the defense gives up.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. They've got Devin Booker. DeAndre Ayton is out there with Jay Crowder. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Paul in at the point guard position. That's who's out there for Phoenix. And it's Smart missing. Here's Phoenix. And last year, in just his second season, Grant, Mikal Bridges already becoming one of the Suns' most impactful players.
Yeah, B.A., I really like this young man. Bridges is delivering on his promise as a lockdown defender. He's also doing a really good job of his ability to get to the rim and finish with great frequency. He's got a really bright future.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Coach Monty Williams has really revitalized the Suns. Devin Booker said the culture's different. You could feel it in the air. It started with Monty. His voice travels. We all believe in him. He believes in us. And it's contagious. Guys, it's so important to have that buy-in.
Can't do it without it. No doubt. Thanks, Allie. So it's Phoenix now, following the bucket by the Celtics. A minute 53 left in the third. And they take the lead. Crowder's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game.
And with his feet set, Crowder can definitely hurt you from long range.
The ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Booker. Pass to Paul. Well, Grant, at 6'8", you played mostly the small forward position. When we talk about the best player in the league, it seems more often than not, a small forward is mentioned.
And B.A., I think part of that is how the game has evolved over the years. 25 years ago, the thought process was you played inside out. You had to have a great big man to give you a chance to have success. Nowadays, as it's become more about perimeter play, spacing, and of course having guys who can do a number of things within that system, a small forward like a LeBron James or Kevin Durant kind of fit the mold of what you need to have great success in this league. So yeah, I think that plays a huge role in why the small forward position is so important to today's success.
The Celtics have gotten only 1 of 4 shots to fall in this second half. Walker for 3. They get it again. Stolen by Booker. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Here's Crowder. Bridges right side. Outside Paul. Second shot opportunity. And he gets the friendly roll as that one goes. Paul's got 5.
And really, Paul is a threat to score from anywhere, but the mid-range jumper, this is special.
Now Tatum. Three-quarters of play and a close one here. The Suns on top, up 3. And time to step away quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
You have to love his unselfishness and ability to make those around him better.
Great vision. He's a gifted passer. Has his finger on the pulse of this offense.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. The Suns leading on the court right now for the Celtics. Brown and Tatum in at forward. Kemba Walker's out there with Evan Fournier. And it's Thompson in at the center position, filling out the middle. The shot won't fall. Oh, nice D from Walker. Outside Tatum. Pass to Fournier. And here's Thompson. Oh, deflected. Carter with it. Right wing. Shot clock at 5. The Suns need to get off a shot to the right side. Baseline try. Boston with a rebound.
It isn't the D that causes that miss. That's just a loss of concentration that time.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they want him to take that again.
You're exactly right. I mean, that's the kind of shot you're trying to work for at the offensive end.
Here's Shards. Got it. Good job in the low post. And the Suns lead by 5.
He's taking on a bigger leadership role. You can tell Sark enjoys coming through for his team in big spots.
And finished by Tatum. Wow!
Oh, the surprising leadership from a young player. Tatum remains focused in big moments.
Inside. Pass to Johnson. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Johnson's got his first bucket in this one.
Way to work the inside-out game. Draws the defense in and kicks it out for the open shot.
Tatum. The kick out to Walker. From behind the arc. Offensive rebound. Celtics. Shots good by Thompson.
Look, Thompson's getting after it. A highly skilled offensive rebounder. Crashes with power.
Time now to present our New Balance Player of the Game, Devin Booker.
Can you say vintage? Wow, this was a vintage performance. I mean, so much of the game is about the 3-ball today, but his focus was going hard into the paint and doing damage from inside.
And the Suns going with a whole new group out there. Williams is checked in for Boston. Smart comes in for Fournier. A minute 6 left in the final quarter. Smart against Booker. Yep, that one goes.
A really nice play by Booker. I mean, he gives you size out of the backcourt and can finish with either hand.
Now here's Tatum, covered by Crowder. And no good. So Phoenix will take it the other way. Now here's Booker. Floats one. Tatum with some nice D.
A fantastic effort on D to get up in his face and deny the layup.
Count it!
And the thing about Tatum, we may not have the quickest drive, but the finish is explosive.
What a huge trip here.
Absolutely. You can feel the energy in this arena.
Grant, they'd love to milk the clock here.
No question. They're in a great situation right here.
Now here's Booker. Shot and game clock separated by 5. 4 on the clock. The 3 is up. And it's Booker again missing. Now a timeout called by Boston. They trail by 3. Just 4 seconds left in the 4th. Your thoughts, guys?
They should have a play prepared for this scenario. Little time, you need a 3. Of course, the D will be guarding the line, but no one said it was going to be easy. And looking to even the score with a huge 3.
Let's see what they run here. This is not the time to panic. Work the offense.
And now we've got an intentional foul. Phoenix calls timeout. So a close game sees Phoenix taking this one. What a performance they had here at home today.
I'll tell you what, these are the ones that are so nice to win and so tough to lose. I love being on the edge of my seat, never knowing what would happen next.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Allie LaForce, Chris Webber, and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. We thank you for watching tonight's game. We'll see you later.
Well, something I was taught from the very beginning was, you know, it's not about you, it's about the person you're interviewing. That's why people are watching. So how can you get your point across in the most concise manner that also allows them to be in the best position to give you an intelligent or meaningful or emotional response? And then I think, too, not being sold on what you're going to say or ask. I mean, if something changes in the game right before the interview happens, just you go there. You know, you do what's most newsworthy and what will get the most response out of the player or the coach.
You started a charity, Project Frontline. Tell us about that and how's it going?
Thank you. Yeah, we were sitting around just like everyone, stuck in your homes and wondering how you can help. And we have lots of friends that own small businesses, and they were really, really struggling. And then, of course, the nurses and the doctors are true heroes. And so Project Frontline was a way to use a local restaurant who wanted to do good and also needed help financially, and them to prepare meals and deliver the meals to hospitals, to our healthcare heroes. And everybody jumped on board. They were so excited. We had tons of athletes and random people, too, that were donating, that wanted to help. We hope it was just a small glimmer of hope in a really weird time.
Thanks so much for joining us on 2K TV. It's lovely having you.
Oh my gosh, thanks. It was great to see your face. I can't wait to see it in person soon.
I know, hopefully
Fingers
soon.
crossed.
Jaylen Brown is considered a social justice leader in the NBA. He has been instrumental on getting the messaging out on racial injustice and how to address the issue.
Now he's partnered with us to produce a 3-part series to continue raising awareness. Here's part 1 of Respect Your OGs with Jaylen Brown.
The social justice issue that I'm most interested in and most active in is education reform. When I first noticed the gaps within the educational system, I started in Georgia, especially when I transferred districts. The district that I was in, I excelled in. And when I switched, I was behind. And just based off the districts, based off being in a minority-led district versus one that was less, the requirements were a little bit different. And that hit me hard. When I was in school, I took both regular classes and advanced classes, and you could see the difference in curriculums. When I was in advanced classes, you more so got to go on field trips and even at a separate library. So definitely more resources, I feel like, and opportunity were allocated to kids that were on the advanced track. The book that kind of opened my eyes that I read when I was at Cal Berkeley was written by Jeannie Oakes, How Schools Structure Inequality, and really is by design. It creates social hierarchy in a sense. Most of the time, that separation is determined by location, race, and how much money they often make. I remember tears hitting the page because this whole time, this had been going on and I was unaware of it. Educational inequality is the most obvious and potent form of bias and racism in our country. Until our education system sees us all as winners and worth putting effort into, I will continue to use my platform and voice to help change it. Using this platform is a privilege, and I thank the OGs before me who led the way and standing up for social change. OGs like Bill Russell.
And in next week's episode, Jaylen will be bringing us the story behind how Bill Russell has used his platform to stand up to injustice. Be sure to check back for that.
We asked you guys what you wanted to see more of on 2K TV, and the majority of you said My Career content. So we're tipping off a series on My Player builds.
Yes, over the next couple weeks, we are going to bring you some insider knowledge to take your builds to the next level. And what better way than to bring on Mike Wang, gameplay director for NBA 2K. Mike, it's great to see you, man. How you doing?
Hey, it's great to see you guys again. Thanks for having me back.
It's been so long. It's been so many months. We're so glad to have you back here because we want some tips. We're going to split this up, offense and defense. Chris is My Player, will focus, surprise, surprise, on defense. And my
Shooting
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony at the table with me. And the fourth member of our crew, David Aldridge, our sideline reporter. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
And the Houston Rockets starting 5. They've got Porter. He's out there with Wall. And it's Wood in at the 5 down low. And for the Grizzlies, Morant and Allen at the guard spots. Kyle Anderson is out there with Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Brooks in at the small forward position. All teams tonight, Greg, love to push the ball up the floor, even off made shots.
You know, trying to find an opening before the half-court D can set up. I think you're going to see more and more of that every year.
I agree. Now here's Wall. Pass to Tate. Left side, Wall. Valanciunas grabs the board.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
And in the post, Wall's got a pretty well-developed game for a point guard. He can navigate his way through the big bodies with very few problems.
Now here's Morant. Here's Valanciunas. Rebound by House.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Wall, no luck.
Yeah, that was $1 million crossover to free him up, but that finish, I'd give him 50 cents.
Morant passes to Valanciunas. He dishes it to Allen. Memphis moving that ball around. Pass to Valanciunas. Just 5 to shoot. Beyond the arc. Allen's shot is off. For Houston, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Morant against Wall. Porter with the screen for Wall. Takes it inside, and the slam dunk by Wall.
Such a shrewd playmaker. Love watching Wall break down the defense in the pick and roll.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Allen surveying the D. The pass to Wall. With some arc. Doesn't go that time. Morant with some nice D. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Dishes to Valanciunas. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Being that Valanciunas is 7 feet tall, he is a real problem for the defenses.
The Grizzlies shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. The first free throw is good.
The 5th overall pick in the draft back in 2011. Valanciunas has added wrinkles to his game every year since.
Valanciunas hits them both. 56 seconds left to play here in the first. Outside, Wall. Bradley drives in. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
Don't kid yourself about Avery Bradley. He's thin, but he's surprisingly strong, and he's tough.
Morant outside. There's 31 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Valanciunas inside. Olynyk is covering, and Valanciunas kicks to Morant. And again, Memphis no good. Houston leading by 4. All with it. Got it off in time. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so the first quarter is in the books. Rockets ahead. They lead by 4. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently, how about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back
George
to how
Hill.
about Kobe going to the Lakers, McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit, and I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Memphis, Dylan Brooks out there with Anderson. Then it's Jones, and it's Tillman in at center. Here's Brooks following the score by Houston. Makes it off the glass. Brooks has got his first 2 points of the night.
The way Brooks gets by people, he varies the pace of his dribble to keep you guessing.
And where Brooks seemed to have carved out a niche, GA, his consistency from range and from the line.
Kev, if you can space the floor and hit your free throws, you're going to be in the rotation. Brooks really came into his own last season. And the more he refines his shot selection, the more valuable he becomes to this team.
To the paint, here's Tillman. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
In a close game like this, everything has to be challenged, and everything has to be earned.
Here's Tate, and the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
I'm not sure if he was trying to show off or what, but when you're that open, you got to go straight to the basket. The fadeaway was clearly a bad choice.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Now, John Morant says in an era of 5-star recruits, he was a no-star recruit coming out of high school. And that put that big chip on his shoulder. Now he has beneath no one tattooed on his arm. And he says, my dad always told me that I was trained to go. Basically, that I'm built for the moment. And guys, his time is now.
Sure is, DA. Thank you. And he gets the bucket.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Pass to Brooks. Out to the right wing. Memphis moving that ball around. Driving to the basket. And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for the Rockets. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. 16 seconds left in the first half of basketball. 5 on the clock. From 20 feet out. No good off the back of the rim. And so it's the Houston Rockets with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. They were never able to get the lead above 4. Taking a look at the Rockets, Kenny, how'd you see it?
Well, they've been great at creating good shots on a consistent basis. It's that simple. You win the game by easier baskets than your opponents. They've been doing that, and a good ball movement, good player movement, and good body movement is the big reason.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Grizzlies.
They didn't put everything they had into their defense, I'll say that. They allowed a shooting percentage of over 50%. That's a bad sign. Something they can't allow again in the second half.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Here's Brooks. Taking a look at the Rockets. Ball out there with Porter. Then it's Christian Wood. And it's House in at the small forward. Brooks right side. Here's Valanciunas, and he uses the glass on the layup.
The persistence of Valanciunas paying off in a big way on the glass. He is just a tremendously hard worker.
Outside, Porter passes it to Wood. Here's Wall driving inside, and that one drops for him. Wall's got his third basket of the night right there.
This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the neck.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Valanciunas sets a screen for Morant. Houston leading by 6. And Christian Wood, undrafted in 2015 out of UNLV. Wait a minute, that's your alma mater. Hey, talk about his game. What do you like about Christian Wood's game?
Well, first I'll start with he went to UNLV. He's long, he's lean. I think he really fits the modern NBA as a small ball center. Able to hold his own on the glass and space the floor.
Now here's Allen. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Lets it go with the 3. Memphis the rebound. Misses, and he wants that one back.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
You know, if you get the ball to the right guy in the right spot, more often than not, you're coming away with points.
Wall against Allen. Wall's shot is off.
Having a shaky time from the floor, but his teammates have been picking up the slack.
The drive by Allen, and the layup's good off the glass. Allen's got his first basket of the night.
That's a well-timed, well-coordinated play. Comes right off the pick for the lay-in.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Grizzlies with some changes. Brandon Clark, he's checked in for Anderson, and Winslow subbed in for Brooks. There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter. Houston moving it around. Porter against Allen. And that one's good by Porter. Porter's got the lead up to 6 now for Houston.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Nobody near Allen. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Allen's got 5 points so far.
With the ball in his hands, Ja draws so much defensive attention, got his teammate a clean look.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And it's Bradley on the drive.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. That free throw, no good.
A lot to like about Avery Bradley's game. Terrific on-ball defender, solid spot-up shooter, and will get you some boards as well.
And he sinks the second. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Clark outside. To the inside. 7-foot shot. He can't hit that time.
I like it. That's a great battle at the rim. He just couldn't finish.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Rockets lead by 4. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And a moment now as we take our State Farm assists of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, it takes good vision and it takes good decision making right there. He showed both, and he did so at a very high level.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Clark is out there with Anderson. Then it's and Morant's got the ball here for the Grizzlies. 4-point game. Winslow against Wall. From 10 feet out. Winslow's shot is off. And here's Wall. Pass to Olynyk. Over Anderson. And it comes off the front of the rim. Now Morant. Going inside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on John Wall.
You have to respect Ja's burst on the drive. So dangerous with the ball in his hands.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
From mid-range, they've been on fire today. Those jump shots have been falling all game.
Yeah, but I also like the balance because they're doing a great job of getting inside and converting around the rim. I really like their aggressiveness.
First free throw is good.
You know, in most NBA drafts, Ja Morant would have gone #1 overall, but not in a draft with Zion, at least not at the time.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Wood, he's checked in for Kelly Olynyk, and Daniel House subbed in for Brown. And so he makes both from the line.
Tremendous job at the line as usual. You can always bank on him in those situations.
Wall looking for an opening. Wood with the screen for Wall. Off target from outside.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter. Brooks with the bucket.
What I like about Dillon is that he takes command when it's needed.
Wall up top, guarded by Morant. Wall's shot is good.
And this is why Coach trusts Wall in these situations. He has a knack for making the right play at the right time.
Now here's Brooks. Just over a minute and a half play here in the fourth. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Brandon Clark. Valanciunas finds Morant. Now here's Brooks. 4 on the shot clock. He gets it in there. Brooks has got the game tied up here for the Grizzlies.
You can see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
Whoa, hammering it in.
You got to clog up the lanes because Wall runs all over you when you don't.
Now here's Brooks. Not a lot of room. Anderson up top. Morant gaining the 4. Wood with the block. They recover it, and it goes down 2 points. Now a timeout called by Houston. Take a look at the New Balance player of the game, John Wall.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey guys, during the break I was able to catch the message Houston's coach gave to his team. This is a close game, as you know, and he sounded extremely confident. He told the players, don't let up now, fellas. This is when we make our move. Right now. Kevin?
That is world class. Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
Now it's